Well, that is it. It is over for automatic promotion now for the Saints, thanks to Shea Adams and his inability to put the ball in the back of the net. Southampton are selling for the playoffs. Let's talk about it and look ahead to the Ipswich game with our resident Saints fan, Joe. Good evening, Joe. Happy Easter.
Good evening. Happy Easter.
And our guest on the Southampton View, of course, is top of the league, Ipswich Town. Good evening, Ian.
Yeah, I had a very Good Friday, and I'm looking for an even better Monday. So, yeah.
I've been looking forward to this fixture for quite a while, I've got to be honest with you. So let's get into it. Before we do, Joe, we have to talk about the Middlesbrough game. I don't know how many times you've watched that Shea Adams miss, but it gets worse every time you watch it. Lots of fans are coming out saying you could actually now compile a whole Netflix documentary on Shea Adams' misses this season, get him to Wolves as quick as he can. Is that your view?
Yeah. I mean, even back in the Premier League, he didn't really do much. I think in his 4 years in the Premier League, he scored 10 goals over 4 seasons. It's like he's a striker. Your main job is to put the ball in the back of the net. But yeah, I could rant on about him for ages, so I'm going to leave it there.
So other than that, then what went wrong against Middlesbrough? Many Saints fans said they could see that goal coming.
Yeah, rubbish defending, rubbish positioning, not aggressive enough, just not being brave enough in tackles. Just you could see it coming from an absolute mile away. And the more we didn't put our chances away, and the more you could see Middlesbrough really growing into the second half. And it was just a matter of time before they really put the nail in the coffin. And it just happened so late that we couldn't really do anything after that to regain the lead.
Yeah, let's just have a look at the Middlesbrough goal, shall we? This is courtesy of Sky Sports. Talk us through who's at fault for this, or where you think the blame mainly lies.
I mean, for me personally, it's definitely, I would say not Ryan Fraser, more, I can't see who it is. Yeah, probably Ryan Fraser. He's too far off his man. He needs to be much quicker getting out to that ball and making a tackle. But they all just kind of stand still and just watch it glide into the bottom corner.
Ian, what have you made of Southampton this season? You must have thought during that 22 game unbeaten run that the league was theirs, did you?
It's weird because although it was an unbeaten run, they didn't really have the number of victories they needed. At that point, I did think to myself, Southampton are going to keep going because Ipswich did it last year. Turn of the year had a really good unbeaten run that took us into second, and I thought, yeah, Southampton are going to be in the top here, top two, and it's going to be a case of, can we keep up with them between Ipswich and Leeds? I always felt the 4 that are there now were the 4 that were going to be there at the end of the show. Didn't anticipate Leicester dropping out of it. And so I just thought Leeds and Ipswich would be picking up bits here and there. And for us to kind of steamroll into first and second, it's quite nice to see, actually.
Tell the Southampton fans, Ian, how this Ipswich team can be beaten then, because it's difficult to see at the moment where your vulnerabilities are. But if they can get at you, you are susceptible, aren't you, to counter attacks?
You go on the road and you kind of you pick your moment to counter attack and try and get a smash and grab victory with one shot, one goal, and go home happy. You do that at Portman Road, it's just not going to work out. You've got to come at us. You've got to push us from the start. You look at the video of Maidstone, for example. Look at the likes of Cardiff and Blackburn. They came at us from the start. Yes, we've managed to get the victories on most of those games, but we like to play it out from the back. We often get flustered. The fans then get a little bit irritated. The players get a bit nervous. We're very, very reluctant to use route one long ball football. So if you can put us on our back foot and keep us in our own red zone, then there's every chance that you'd be able to counter on us really quickly. But that's what it's going to take. You're going to have to come at us, maybe have the kind of the guts to think, let's go out in the first 20 minutes and see if we can get a quick goal, because then they can just park the bus. But yeah, you got to come at us.
Joe, do you think you've got the personnel, the tactics, and the manager that's going to be able to do that, or is this going to be lots more sideways tippy-tappy stuff, which the fans are getting a little bit restless about, so I've been reading.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've got the personnel. I don't think we have the tactics. And I'm really on the fence about Martin. I mean, he seems like a lovely bloke, nice enough bloke. He's really got the club believing in what he wants, and like he's got a togetherness back. Like at the end of Hasenhüttl's reign, it was all over the place, and same with Jones. I do worry that he's too stubborn in his selections and he won't deviate from it. I mean, against Leeds, we played a very direct game, and it worked wonders. We were 3-0 up at half time, and it was superb. But if we resort back to this sideways tippy-tappy rubbish around the back, then yeah, it's going to be a recipe for disaster, I feel.
Okay. All right. In key injuries, players back from suspension. Joe, is it going to be named the same starting 11 as
I think so.
as game?
Yeah, I think so. I think there'll be a couple of rotations in there because the game was only a few days ago, but all the players have come back from injury that were needed. I mean, it kind of helped that we had an extra week off over everyone else. There's no new injuries. It all looks pretty solid. Yeah.
Ian, there's no danger of anybody being rested for the Norwich game here, is there?
No, Norwich game, as much as that's a big game for us locally as rivalry goes, I think it's absolutely key that we put our stall out and say, we're going to beat Southampton. And the only change you'll probably see will be Burgess coming to the back four again. Edmondson back onto the bench. Not that he had a terrible game, but if you look back, we haven't ever kind of really conceded with Burgess at the back. So yeah, that'll be the focus now is on every next game. We've got a week, 6 days to the Norwich game. So yeah, it'll be a case of push on.
Let's get some score predictions from you then. Joe, you're the visitors, so you can go first.
As much as it pains me to say, I'm going to go for a 1-0 Ipswich win. I just can't see them slipping up, and they've made Portman Road a real fortress this season. So, and given how our defensiveness has been this season, I'm not hopeful really. So yeah, 1-0.
Yep. Only Leeds and Maidstone have managed to conquer the fortress. Yeah. Ian?
Yeah, Maidstone. With less said about that, the better, right? Although we did absolutely pepper pot their goal. And I think we'll do the same against Southampton. I think that we're going to do as we did last year. We'll show the resolve. We get the goals and the results when we need them at the important part of the season, which is in April and May. It'll be 3-1 Ipswich.
All right. Well, enjoy your Easter eggs tomorrow, you two, and then I'll look forward to the game on Monday morning and Monday afternoon. Thanks for joining us. And if you're a Southampton fan, hasn't yet followed us, please do so and do comment below what our score predictions. Thank you very much, Joe. Have a good game. Thanks, Ian.
Cheers, guys. See you.